Today I'm going to make 5 items out of wood that are under $5. Hi, my name is Cindy, aka Z9designs. I have 5 items that are unique, affordable, and beautiful. So sit back, relax, and watch the easy transformation of my wood decor pieces. DIY number 1, pink wood trinket tray. The supplies needed include 1 wood tray, and it's small, colorful cardstock paper, pink and white acrylic paint, rub-on transfers, faux leather, Mod Podge, and reptile adhesive. I had this little trinket tray in my stash from Dollar Tree, and I used some pink acrylic paint and I mixed it with some white paint and came up with the pink that I was happy with. Once it was painted and dry, I cut some cardstock paper with birds and flowers and glued that to the bottom of the tray with reptile adhesive. It just looks so spring or summery. The paper was decorated on both sides, and you will see what I did with the other side on another DIY. I thought it needed something else, so I took some faux leather ribbon from Dollar Tree, and this was in my stash also, and I wrapped it around the top of the tray handle. Now, it just happened to be the same color as the birds in the paper. To give it more pizzazz, I found 2 flowers in my stash that were from a rub-on transfer. And I rubbed those on both sides of the tray, and they're different. One flower is different on one side and the other. I only did the sides to keep the cost down. You can make this tray any way you think that fits your vibe. And this trinket tray came in at a whopping $2.20. Now, you can dress this up and dress it down. You can make it like $10 if you want to, but we're keeping the cost down. This is easy and would look good in a teenager's room for them to put the keys, some jewelry, and other small items. This tray keeps those small items together in one place. And then, your cell phone, people can never find their cell phone. And most of the time they're talking on it. Let me know what you think. 5 Under 5 is a collaboration where you make 5 items for under $5. The host is Farm Charm Chic, and the guest host is Grace's neighbor Sharon. This month, the challenge is wood decor. These crafters are on point, bringing you their best. So be sure to subscribe, like, save, and comment on their channels. The link to their channels is listed in the description box below. There are other crafters that are interesting and would like for you to subscribe, like, save, and comment on their channels also. The link to the playlist is in the description box below. DIY number 2, wood bead floral tag. Supplies needed include a tag, rub-on flower, and black and white acrylic paint. Now, here is another example of an easy DIY. The tag had some plain wooden beads on it already, so all I need to do was to dress it up. Now, since the tag itself was already black, all I did was to rub on a beautiful white flower with green leaves. I love the look of simplicity. Next, I did something unusual with the beads. I wanted them to be black and white, but I did not want to take them off the jute string because then you got to put it on again and you got to tie it. I didn't feel like going there. So therefore, I painted them while they were on the jute string. Using a spacer to make sure the color stayed on one bead, I painted every other bead black and white. Hey, it turned out great, and one less step for me. I guess you could call it a hack. It is all done, and can you beat the cost of $1.50? How about that? Probably a little bit less, because the rub-on flower probably was only 25 cents. Anyway, I'll stick with that price. DIY number 3, a wood keepsake box. The supplies needed include a keepsake box from Dollar Tree, rub-on transfer from my stash from Amazon, some jewels that was in my stash, and some plaster acrylic paint. That's the color of it. I found these boxes from Dollar Tree, and instead of having a hook to close the box, it was magnetic. I thought, ooh, this is fantastic. So I painted the box with plaster acrylic paint and let it dry. After that, I went to my rub-on stash and found a haute couture French-looking rub-on, and I put it on top of the box. Now, I will have to say that these are not the best rub-ons because it was difficult to adhere to the box after using my strength. Now, you will probably say, well, if you had put Mod Podge on it, if you had sanded it, if the box was smooth. However, I've used these rub-ons on different types of smooth things, rough things, and they are difficult, I would say, to adhere on anything. Maybe except for glass. However, not all of the pieces would adhere. So on the bottom, I found some flowers and some words on some other rub-ons to make up for the mistake. And if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't even know, would you? Next, I used some reptile adhesive to adhere 2 pink jewels to the opening of the box. And I think it looks so cool. Kind of looks like a little opening, but they are just glued on there. And lastly, some Mod Podge and dry brushing of antique wax gives it the finishing touches. The cost, $1.75. How about that? DIY number 4, a wood candle holder. The supplies needed include a wood candle holder, small glass container, cardstock paper, empty tape roll, book pages, reptile adhesive, pink and brown acrylic paint, and a candle. I had a wooden glass holder and thought I would make a unique candle holder. I painted the inside and top of the roll pink and let it dry. Then I glued the same cardstock paper as I had used on the inside of the tray to the outside of the tape roll. The tape roll was glued to the wood piece with reptile adhesive. However, I was not done with it yet. I had a free butterfly pattern, and I used the opposite side of the cardstock paper and cut out the butterfly. So that was on top. Lastly, I took some book pages and cut out 4 more butterflies. The pattern butterfly was on top, and the rest of the butterflies, the 4 of them, were glued together. So you had the pattern on top and then the book pages on the bottom. And I cut out a middle piece of the butterfly, put some antique wax on that part, and glued it in the middle so it looks more like a butterfly. And then I glued the butterfly to the side of the tape roll, and it looks fabulous. I think this is my favorite. I put a candle inside, and it gives off a beautiful glow. And how much was this? Well, only $1.50 because I had most of the supplies. If you want to count the wood piece, I had that for quite some time, so you would say $1. And I kind of included that into the $1.50. The tape roll was free, and all of the other paper that was free too, because that was given to me. So there you go. I think this looks fabulous. DIY number 5, a wood mushroom. The supplies needed include a wood mushroom, red and white acrylic paint, antique wax, hot glue, a pencil eraser, and jute. I found this mushroom in my stash, and I thought it would look good on a tiered tray, so I decided to use it. It was in my stash, so I am not sure how much it cost, but I will have to say, because it is a substantial wood piece, I would say around $3. And I painted it red and then had a second thought. And I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to paint it another color. But hey, I can do that anytime. But I said, why? It's done. So check out the process. So after it was dry, I made the decision to put white polka dots all over the mushroom. Now, I don't know, when I looked at it to see how it was looking from far in there, I changed my mind and I washed most of the polka dots off. And now I don't show that process, but hey, I just put it under running water and just kind of wiped it off. But as you can see, there are faint dots all over the mushroom, and I am good with that. In fact, I like that much better. Next, I rubbed some antique wax on the bottom of the mushroom, and I wrapped it with jute and brushed it with white paint. Now, it looks really good on my tiered tray, and it is the most expensive thing of everything I crafted today. It came in at $4. Well, family, that is it. So let me know what you think of these easy, affordable DIYs. If you have liked what you've seen, give me that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Save and comment and let me know how I am doing. Crafting is a lot of fun, but it can be challenging also. And you know what? With all of the chaos in the world, crafting gives me a calming spirit. But if I give you a piece of my mind, I may not have any left. So, peace of mind is not the absence of conflict. You may have that, but the ability to cope with it. This is from Goodreads. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.